guys, Red the Nerd here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends, the spot from, obviously, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and I am so damn excited for this movie to come out. You have no idea. When I first saw the first movie, it blew me away from how great the animation was, the characters, everything about that movie was awesome. I absolutely love that movie. Probably one of my favorite anime movies ever. And when I saw the cliffhanger, the ending of the first movie, I was like, no, I want more. I want to see more of this world. I want to see more of this character. So I immediately went home and I decided to do some actual research. I just went down this crazy rabbit hole of trying to find any information about if they're going to make a sequel. And oh my god, when I saw the trailer for this movie, I was like, yes, this is what I want. And I'm hoping that it's going to be really, really awesome, and I hope that my expectations are not going to be broken. And man, animated movies this year are absolutely killing it, and they're going to kill it again and again. From Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, from the Mario movie, hopefully this is going to be as good, if not better, than the first movie. And then you also got Elemental, which I'm really excited to see. And then you also got the new DreamWorks movie that's also coming out as well. So it's gonna be really interesting how they make this sequel as well. And it's also part one, so it's also gonna have another cliffhanger, and it's also gonna make me watch the next movie. But I'm really excited to see how the characters and everything like that grow and evolve through the movie. And I'm also really excited how they handle the Spot here. Now, when the Spot was revealed to be the villain for this movie, or we don't really know much about him, but when everybody saw that the Spot was going to be in this movie, everybody was kind of like rolling their eyes. They didn't know what to feel about it. But man, I'm really, really excited how they handle this villain, because he is basically like Polka Dot Man of Spidey. He is just the most underrated villain, and I'm really excited how they portray this character in the actual movie. But like I said, we don't know much about Spot. He's just kind of there. We don't know much about him. We do know that he is going to be the villain, but we don't know if he's actually going to be, the main antagonist, or is he going to be a secondary antagonist or anything like that. So we don't really know. But we're just going to have to wait and see. But enough talking about Spot. We're going to get more in depth into Spot when we actually take a look at the figure. But for the packaging, which you've been staring at for about 2 minutes, we're going to take a look at the packaging here. You got Miles, you got future Spider-Man, which is probably going to be the main antagonist of the movie, but we're just going to have to wait and see. We got Gwen, we got the new logo, which looks absolutely amazing. On the back here, you got Spot, and then you also got the different characters that you can collect as well. Spider-Punk looks really, really nice. I like how that guy looks. So I'm probably going to have to find him and pick him up. But anyway, really nice packaging and everything like that. But anyway, enough with the packaging. Let's take a look at the actual figure. So here is the Spot, and I am loving how they redesigned this character. Instead of making look like a complete goofy and black and white version of Polka Dot Man, they decided to go for an unnatural and unnerving character design here. And like I said, we don't know much about Spot, and I'm really hoping that this isn't a suit. I'm hoping that this is his actual body being warped and being distorted by all these interdimensional spots all over his body. That's what I'm hoping for. But if it turns out to be an actual suit, man, he must be working real hard. Some actual good cosplay being put into work here. But anyway, like I said, it's very unnerving how this character design looks. From the lanky limbs, from, the really, like, the warps going throughout his body and everything like that. It's very unnerving. And some of you might be like, it looks cool and everything, but he looks kind of goofy from, just looking like Slender Man, who's been, chilling on a couch and hasn't been doing anything with his life and has terrible acne. Would you be correct? But this character design it's the living embodiment of what I love about character designs, being simple and just being simplistic. And simple and simplistic are the same thing. What am I talking about? But I love simple character designs, and I'm loving how this guy looks. And instead of, having a blank face like Slenderman would have, he just has this black void for what they call a face. So you don't know what he's thinking, you don't know what he's feeling. So he's completely unpredictable, and I just absolutely love it. And I wish that there was a little bit more spots on this guy. The back is completely almost covered in spots, but from the front here, it looks a little bit underwhelming here with how much little spots there are from a guy called The Spot. So I wish it was a little bit more spots going throughout his body, but from what he looks like right now, I'm really happy with how this guy looks and everything. And like I said, there's so much detail on this figure that you wouldn't really normally see unless you actually have the figure on hand, from the different warps around his body and everything like that. And it's very durable. The paint on the actual spots themselves are also really nicely painted. Oh my god, I almost choked to death on my saliva there. But there's really nice painted on the dots there. There's no paint mishaps, and the actual plastic themselves are also very durable. No paint chipping. I don't think there's actual, like, I feel like the white is completely just actual bare plastic, which would be really nice, so you don't have to worry about paint chipping this guy. But the actual spots themselves, I think, are painted, and the head is definitely painted, and everything like that. But this is a really nice looking figure, and there is a little bit of complaints that I have with this figure, mostly from the articulation standpoint. There is just one minor thing in the chest area that I don't really like that much, but the rest of the articulation is really nice. But there is just a thing for my copy, since this guy is about 2 days old. The articulation on this guy, the joints themselves are a little bit too tight, and you feel like you're going to break them, at least I do. So I would recommend heating up this figure with a hair dryer for about, 10 seconds or so on medium heat, so those joints can warm up, and, and then you just, bend them around so they don't, get tightened up and everything like that. But let's take a look at the actual articulation here instead of talking about the negatives, because the articulation on this guy is also really nice. So for the head here, he's got a ball joint at the head, and he can look up really far and look really down. And so great range of the motion of the head here. For the arms here, they can rotate 360 degrees. They can move in and out. I wish they moved out a little bit more, but other than that, it's a little bit nice. I wish they moved up a little bit higher instead of going outward. That's what I was talking about. I wish they moved up a little bit higher, but other than that, great in and out motion of the actual arms themselves. You got a bicep swivel here, very tight. You can hear the squeaking and everything like that. He's got not just a bend at the elbow, he's got a double bend at the elbow here. Fantastic. I love seeing double double bend joints on figures. And I wish more Transformers implemented that. But he's got a hinge joint at the wrist, and the wrists themselves are on a swivel as well, so very nice. And here is coming to one of my little complaints here. He does have an ab crunch, which is really nice to see an ab crunch on a figure, but if you bend the back a little bit too further, you can start to see the insides of the figure there, and it doesn't look too bad, but man, I wish that they didn't bend it, make it so you can bend it all the way, because it just looks unnatural. Maybe that's what they were going for, since, like I said, it is a very weird and unnatural design here, so maybe that's what they were going for. But as a design and figure standpoint, it's just, I don't know why they decided to do that. But for the legs here, he can kick that far, and he can move back not that far. He's got a thigh swivel, and they can also move in and out. He's got a double bend at the knee. This bend at the knee is a little bit stiff, so I'm gonna have to heat up with that hair dryer there. But yeah, all the joints, for some reason, the joints of my figure's knees, they're a little bit too tight, so I'm gonna have to heat up the legs with a hair dryer. But they are double jointed. I got them to do a double joint, but for some reason it's not doing it right now, so I'm gonna have to heat that. Okay, there you go. See, there's the double bend at the knee. Whew, just gonna have to put your thumb there and just press. But yeah, double bend at the knee. For the feet here, he's got a hinge joint at the feet here, and he also does have a pivot as well. So you can get this guy in some really dynamic poses and everything like that. So I'm really happy about the articulation, except for the ab crunch going backwards that far. So I don't like how that looks, and it looks like another mouth, and it just looks weird. Yeah, it's like Pac-Man if he just took a crap ton of drugs. Anyway, he does come with some accessories, so we'll get to that right now. And he stands perfectly fine, and he doesn't need a stand, which I'm really happy about. So even though that his feet are really tiny and they're really small, and there is pegs, little holes on the bottom of his feet where you can peg him into a stand, but he stands perfectly fine on his own. so you don't really need a stand, and the figure doesn't even come with a stand, so yeah. But he does come with some interchangeable fists here, so very nice. So just like I said, recommending heating this guy up with a hair dryer for the joints and everything like that. And I would also recommend heating up the actual hand joint to, be removed softly. But you just have to twist and turn, and then you just have to have a slight pull at the end. Don't pull it too hard because the actual rod of the actual hand themselves are really, really tiny, and they're also really thin as well. So be careful with that. Taking the fist here, and then you just twist until it snaps into place. Pretty self-explanatory. But if you are worried about, breaking the hand rod and everything like that, just recommend heating up this guy with a hair dryer. Just do that for the entire figure, honestly, because the joints are pretty tight. But over time, I think this guy's joints are going to get a little bit loose. I don't think they're going to get too loose, but loose enough that I won't, have to heat him up with a hair dryer every 5 seconds. But coming to what I think is probably one of the best accessories that a figure has come with in quite some time that I have. And here we have Miles Morales' disembodied head. And this isn't just, a gory accessory for Spot to have him on a silver platter so he can eat him. This is an actual accessory for where he is transporting Miles through different spots and everything like that. And he does come with this clear rod here, and then you just plug the head onto the actual rod here, and then it looks like he is being teleported through a spot, and everything like that. So it's really, really cool. But other than that, you also get an actual, web shooting hand that you can actually clip onto the stand as well. So then it looks like all distorted and everything like that. So it looks really, really cool on an actual stand. And there's also really, really nice detail on this guy as well. Great sculpting on the actual suit. The texture of it is very, very nice as well. Very nice painting on the actual eyes there. Very, very nice. And also coming back to the hand as well. No paint mishaps on the actual red there, which I'm really, really happy about because it is really, really difficult to make sure there's no paint mishaps on red, on black, and everything like that because it's very obvious. But other than that, it looks really, really nice. And I know that it is just a black piece of plastic on another black piece of plastic, but man, they didn't have to go this hard on getting, a really, really great accessory. And I don't know if this is my copy, but my rod here is slightly bending towards, it's slightly bending towards the right. I don't know if this is from the weight of the actual, the head here, like, warping on the plastic and everything like that. So I have no idea, but other than that, I think that this is just my copy, but I just hope it is, because this is a really, really great accessory for a really, really great figure. But other than that, I highly recommend that you pick up this figure. This is a really, really, really great figure to have in your collection if you're a Spider-Man collector. But I really, really do like how this guy looks, and I can't wait to see the movie, and I can't wait to see how they, how this guy is portrayed in the actual movie, and I can't wait to see this movie. I said that twice, but man, I'm not sugarcoating it. I really, really want to see this movie really bad. I hope it's going to be great. But anyway, that's going to do it for me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't care what you do, because you know what time it is. So, bye, guys.